I think I'll go ahead and kick us off today. So nice to see everybody once again. Holy moly, we are getting through this year. For those of you who were at the summit, it's nice to see you again. For those of you who weren't able to make it to the summit, um, I hope you can join us next year. We're going to bring the summit to you today. So today we're really going to be focusing on a couple of just really quick flash presentations, poster sessions from a couple of the amazing people who presented at the WAI Coalition Summit, just to get you all more insight into how AI is being incorporated into government for the good of the public sector. After that, we'll talk a little bit about the future of the WAI Coalition and really what that means is we want to hear from you. We want to understand where you need us to go, where you want us to go. And so we'll talk a little bit about that and then get a survey out there. And then we'll finally wrap it up with just touching base with the temporary working groups and see where we are with the pilot and with permanent and licensing. So really, really glad to see you all. I'm actually at this conference and my team is actually presenting right now. And so luckily, Albert, I see you're on. Hopefully Carrie and Emmett made it on to help us. Oh no, Carrie is not available, but I meant potentially to help us run today and introduce our amazing speakers who are going to present. So with that being said, Albert, do you need anything else from me before you all take it over?
No, I think we've got it from here, and I don't see Hemant on the call, so I might just or Carrie, so I might just be yapping a little bit to run the show here, if that's okay.
We all love when Albert yaps, y'all, don't we?
Awesome. Well, then I'll take it from here.
All right. Thanks, y'all. Have a wonderful day.
You too, Jamie. All right, everyone. Welcome to the Use Cases Committee meeting for November 18th. If this is your first time joining a GovAI Coalition meeting, welcome. If this is your first time joining a Use Cases Committee, also welcome. This is a great place for us to talk shop, share different applications of AI or new technology that we just find are actually useful for us. This is a space for government folks to share their experiences, what they're seeing and what they're learning, so that hopefully the rest of us can actually grow and learn what's working, what isn't, and hopefully grow together. So we've got a few things that we're excited to share today. We've got 3 presentations from our Summit Town Hall. And then we're going to talk a little bit towards the end around what do we want use cases to look like in 2026? And what do we want the coalition to look like overall in 2026? So first, we're going to start with our presenters. And I want to see if, oh, Glenn, I see you're right on camera. So I want to introduce you all to Glen Brown from the Bay Area Metro Center, who's going to kick off our lightning use cases with the first one. So Glenn, take it away.
All right. Thank you so much, Albert. I'm going to share my screen.
Oh, Glenn, I think we can hear you, but it's really far away.
Huh. Okay.
Oh, not quite. Maybe lift it up again.
Is that better?
Oh, that's so much better. Yeah.
Yeah, that's that. The Mac microphone works better than the headphone microphone, apparently. So these are new headphones.
Been there.
All right. I'm going to share my screen and I guess start the slideshow after I share my screen. And we will go from there. So here we go. Hi, folks. I am, as we said, Glen Brown. I am a girl dad, a cat dad, a software engineer, and a people manager. And I'm here to talk about how the Metropolitan Transportation Commission used AI to make applying for affordable housing more successful. So you may ask, what does a transportation commission have to do with affordable housing? Well, MTC is really a great big umbrella policy organization for regional issues in the Bay Area. And we include transportation, housing, and the environment in our portfolio. We make policies, we make recommendations, we fund pilots, and in some cases, we provide full-on services. If you've been to the Bay Area, you probably know us for Clipper Card, Fast Track, 511, things like that. And hopefully now you will know us for the Doorway Housing Portal. The Doorway Housing Portal is emerged out of the Dahlia Housing Portal in San Francisco, which sought to provide a modern website where people could have a unified application for housing. And we tried to go beyond that into just getting past just San Francisco proper, and we're trying to do affordable housing throughout the entire Bay Area. People like the fact that we have like automated notification whenever there's a new housing project coming on. There is an application status dashboard to find out where they are after they've applied, and a unified application so that essentially you could apply for any housing in the Bay Area with the same application that you entered once. So the problem that we had with paper, it's necessary to serve some of our most vulnerable people. It's also a HUD requirement, but it's a lot of manual work. It would take around 20 to 30 minutes per paper form to type in, because they're long forms with literally hundreds of fields, and it's also pretty error prone. So how we fixed that was an interconnected set of technologies from Microsoft and AWS. We use Microsoft's Power Platform to automate the intake process. So people would go to our, staff would go to our scanners, scan in the paper applications. It would be copied out to a SharePoint folder. And then we'd run a Power Automate script that would use Microsoft AI Hub to essentially parse out the text from the form. And then we would take that and insert it into a Power App that did quality control, so that basically administrators could look at it before it went into Doorway and make any necessary changes based on the form. And then we called an AWS Lambda to essentially translate the information to Doorway REST API format. And because Doorway runs inside AWS space. And so that is the basics of it. I can go into more detail later. The results are we reduced data entry time by about 80%. And our quality control process minimized errors. And we made housing available to our most vulnerable citizens. And I'm really proud of that. So the lessons learned is, first of all, AI handwriting scanning is really, really accurate. It's incredibly accurate, but errors still happen. The human element is still essential in this process at this point. It's about 94% accurate. And so in a thing with 100 forms, with 100 fields, say, that is 6 errors. So there's still some things that have to be kind of scanned and make sure there's quality control. The last lesson learned, I think, is the most important, which is don't reinvent the wheel. Don't hire some consultants and pay them $3 million to try and do this at first. You have probably got all the tools you need in-house to do. If you've got a cloud provider, if you have the Microsoft tools, you have the tools to do this. And so you can actually start small. And with that, I will say thank you. And I don't know if we're doing questions at the end of all of them or just questions now or what.
I think we've got time for at least a question or two here. And then if we have time at the end, we can bring all 3 of you on. Did anyone have any questions that they wanted to put in, or otherwise feel free to drop in the chat? Glenn, I had something I just wanted to ask. So, okay. We'll start actually with Christina's question here. how did you set up the QA control with an average of 6 errors per sheet?
So what we did is, prior to it going into Doorway, the Power Automate script would insert the data that it scanned into a SharePoint site that, or a list that had a Power App in front of it with sort of a user-friendly interface. And so an end user could then pull up the PDF of the scan and go through and check and make sure. And we have people doing this now, go through and check and make sure that the data matches up with what's in the form. What was amazing to me, though, is I will say that the AI hub was able to read handwriting that it sometimes has taken me a minute or so to figure out. So I'm actually pretty impressed with that.
And even even accounting for the reviews that people are doing, the manual reviews, how much time does this seem to be saving them?
It reduces the overall application processing, I think, from 20 to 30 minutes to about 5 minutes now. That's
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
And so to answer the other two questions that came through, the caseload, it's about 2% of our applications, which, when you consider that in the Bay Area, you could be getting 1,000 applications for a unit, because the housing crisis is so egregious at this point, that actually can be quite a few. Yes, I can, if you want, I can zip up the Power Automate flow with you. And Doorway is an open source solution, but the primary we have a vendor who built it named Exigy, and it's also called the open source solution is called Bloom. And so and you can either contact them, or you can clone. I can provide also the GitHub repos for the Bloom repo if you want to try and do that. How do we manage PII? That's a very important question. We have requirements at MTC that we don't keep PII for more than 90 days. And so we had additional Power Automate scripts to basically purge our lists of data every day to get something that's older than 90 days. The security measures that are in place, applicants have to agree that they will be used AI for data collection, but not data sharing purposes. And that's what we put in. And so we specifically filter out, we specifically make it clear that we are not sharing that data. We're just using it to collect it to process their application.
Glenn, that's
Go
a
ahead.
really interesting, because when I think about, like, at San Jose, for AI for processing forms, how do we communicate that to our community? I think that's a really concise way that you just said there, is basically saying, the AI will be used to help support processing your data, efficiently and expediently, but is not sharing your data anywhere else.
Yes.
I think that's just a really good note as I'm thinking about this.
Yeah.
Sorry, you were saying.
The MTC legal team really came up with some good language on that. And yeah, and I could probably, I don't have it off right with me, but I could probably get that for everybody, if that's another
awesome
thing that people want. Paper applications, I can't tell you the total opt-out, but paper applications, it kind of is, if you're filling out the paper application, you're expecting, you're opting in. It's part of the boilerplate language in the paper. So the model we used was a custom trained model. And so, like, the way that it works in AI Hub is that you can essentially scan in you scan in 5 dummy applications, and then you go through and say first name is here, the last name is here, things like that. So because we change this model like every 2 or 3 months when we add new fields. And so we kind of toss it out. Or so in team meetings, we'll, say, hey, everybody put fake data, put some fake names on some applications for us, and we'll train it. Because we don't train it with real data. We train it with, I like to use the Beatles personally, but that's, oh, somebody's got the Bloom housing thing up there. That's good. And so in terms of other security measures that are in place on this, we have the doorway API resides behind a firewall, which is the reason for the Lambda, actually. And the Lambda does not have any access back. It only has it has the ability to push data into we've limited to a post and not a get if you're a web developer, and understand that you can insert new data, but you can't pull data out. And get around their terms that they store data for. They store data only for the training, and we use fake data for that. Yeah. And let's see if there's any other questions. I could possibly get the amount of people who opt out in terms of, I don't even know if we prompt for AI on the login. We prompt on the paper form and we say you're opting in, because we don't do any AI information, with the online.
Right.
So
Yeah. And Glenn, please, we know you're busy. You got your day job, but if you're able to even just share the language and a zipped up version of that Power Automate, if you're even able to just email that to Jamie, Hemmant,
sure,
and myself, then we can make sure that gets out to the group.
Yeah, I will definitely do that. And yeah, so thank you all for your time.
Thank you. So yeah, please, rounds of applause for Glenn and this awesome work that they're doing. And thank you again, Glenn, for sharing this, both at the summit and here. Now, next we have Dr. Rupini, if they're on, from Tyler, Texas. Let's see. Dr. Rupini, are you on? I'm not seeing them. No problem. Then I want to check if is Niva on?
Yeah, I'm on.
Oh, awesome. Then I'll pass it to Niva from the City of Sacramento.
Hi, it's on my screen. My name is Jamie, so
Here, I'll fix that for you. No problem.
it's great. It's okay. Okay, let me share my screen. So, mm, okay. So hi everyone, my name is Niva. I'm the principal data analysis at City of Sacramento. So our city we are finishing the data governance and AI governance, so we kind of really excited about it. But this is one of the use case that we presented. It's the AI enforcement for safer public transit. So let's start. So I would like to invite you to a short video.
Sacramento bus stop with a gentle breeze rustling through the green trees. Mark Thompson sits in a wheelchair at the edge of the bus stop platform. He looks forward to spending time with his son at the park. While waiting for the Land Park bus, Mark plans to show his son the new Lego set he bought last week. As Mark Thompson awaited the arrival of the bus, a young man named Alex Smith improperly parked his vehicle directly in front of the no parking sign at the bus stop. This action resulted in him stopping the car dangerously close.
I can't stop here. You're blocking the bus stop.
So this is the one of the problem that I believe a lot of city facing is that block bus stop and bike lane that disrupting the transit services, and it creating the safety risk for cyclists and pedestrians.
The sunny day, busy.
Oh, I'm sorry. But and also one of the challenge we facing is that during the COVID we have the staff issues. So the parking division never have full staff, and the staffing is really short on the retention. So we can't really we only doing we don't reactive on the parking violation, and we're not really proactive in preventing it and create a safe environment for the community. When we facing these challenges, we see an opportunity to enhance our operations. So instead of continuing trying to hire more people or trying to hire more staff to go around and issue the parking violation, we see the opportunity to use AI to improve our operation, and which is we empower the technology. So with the help with we partner with Shark RT, which is Sacramento Regional Transit, Duncan Solution, and Hayden AI to create the nation first automated bus stop and bike lane enforcement program. So the whole process is we have 100 we equip 100 buses with forward-facing AI-powered camera that automated detect vehicle illegally blocking bus stop and bike lane. The camera will capture photo, video, GPS location data in real time. Each of the potential violation will be reviewed by the staff. And this is how the camera work. So the camera is putting on the bus, and as the bus running around its route 24/7, it will capture the violated vehicle. And for the privacy, the AI on the camera only detect the violated vehicle, and it only capture the information of the car. So let's say if a car is like fast speeding right past the bus, the camera doesn't detect those information. It doesn't keep that information of that car. It's only trying to detect the violated vehicle and capture the information. The way it work is as the bus go through its route, it will capture it detect the vehicle violated, and it capture the information. It have the photo, video, and then it will issue the citation. These citations are reviewed by staff before it was sent out to the citizen. Once the citizen got the ticket, this one is acting as a speeding. Now it's like a speeding ticket. So when the citizen got a ticket, they can either pay the ticket, request a review, or contest. Now by that time, it can go to the court, and the citizen can also contest it to the court. For some, they can say, like, for some reason, let's say the car will broke down, so they have to park there. So it's not like they want to violate the law, but they have to park there. Then we actually, the court will allow them to have 10 days to fix the car and remove it without have to pay the ticket. The whole purpose of this program is to ensure the safety of the community cyclists. We want to create a safety for the community in the city. So we don't. It's not like it's not about the revenue. However, revenue is just the icing on the cake, right? Once as we the impact and the result is it improve the safety for the cyclists and pedestrian, improve number of people citation reduce significantly, improve the curve access. We build a community trust, and we have a strong partnership and community engagement. For 1 year of rolling out, we already roll out for 1 year rollout. The 35% of violation have reduced, 12% of on bus have been on time, and 18% the bike lane compliance reduced. Since we for the first time we rolled out, we start rolling out in December of 2024. For 60-day grace period, we issued 2,700 warning and more than 7,500 citation by May of 2025. But for the first time period, for the 60-day period, we only issued the warning. We didn't really want to charge. So we want to educate and want to communicate with the citizens. So we have news, published on news and public. And when we send the warning, it's just to let them know, okay, from now on you can't park here anymore. After the 60-day grace period, that when the citation got sent out, and it actually they have 10 days to either pay for the ticket or remove the vehicle. So the whole purpose of the program, as I said, is just for the safety. We want to build a better community. However, revenue is the icing on the cake. And for first year, we have for the first year, we generate $1 million in profit. Within that is 50% the revenue go to the parking division, and 25% go to Hayden AI to continue with the support for the AI and technology, and 25% go to the Sacramento Regional Transit. For lesson and takeaway, we have to, during the whole process of implement the AI, it's a learning curve for human as well as the AI. We have to provide measurement for the bus stop, right? Provide a guide for AI learning, and eventually after that, AI will get better at detecting the vehicle that got parked that violated the parking. It's a culture change for the citizen, but we also, like human were involved, the staff were involved to review the ticket, to provide a trust, to build a trust between the community and the government and the local. So we provide education, clear communication, engaging with the community. Also, we provide a strong governance and accountability framework. with the policy, regular audit with the legal staff. And that is it. If you have any questions.
Niva, thank you so much. I see a couple questions in the chat here. So some people, Melanie asked if the bus stops change due to construction. So like say like a bus stop shifts or maybe you add a new bus stop. How hard is it to add a new bus stop or shift a bus stop?
So that way when we first started rolled out the program, we had people to come out and actually measure from the bus stop. So we have to measure where the bus stop start, where the parking that violate at the bus stop start and where it ends, so that the AI can see using the GPS location as well. So it wasn't hard for the AI training to learn a new bus stop or a new measurement at the bus stop.
Okay. And it was that something that like Hayden AI did for you, or was that something that you guys had to go out and do?
We have to go out and do it. We have to go out and measure where the bus stop, where the location of the bus stop, and the application allow us to put in those measurements so that the AI can understand this spot is
Mm.
not allowed for parking.
Oh, okay. So basically, so your team goes out, they figure out the zones, you come
Yes.
back, put
We
it on
come
the
back, we put in
computer.
put it on, and
Oh,
that
okay.
way the camera, it communicate with the camera on the bus so that it understand,
Yeah.
okay, this part right here, I can detect the car.
Okay. So it sounds like, I mean, you could update this within a day, it feels like.
Yes, yes,
So,
yes.
uh,
Our is the hard part when we first roll out is we don't have a clear when the camera and the AI doesn't have a clear understand of where it can detect the car. But as it's
mm,
learning, it understand, okay, this is where to stop at.
mm. We had another question that a couple folks are curious about. Um, how many cameras did you need to install to enforce a route?
So one bus, one camera. We
Mhm.
equip 100 bus for 100 route, which is 100 camera.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you took one bus for each route, equipped a camera to it, and that was
Well,
able to get the job done?
I mean, one route had multiple bus, right? But each bus
Oh,
had
okay.
one camera.
Got it.
Yeah.
How many, and with 100 cameras, how many routes were you able to cover?
We'd be able to cover most of Sacramento area.
Mhm.
And mostly downtown, especially downtown area.
Yeah. So, okay. Um,
And in the future, so this is the right now we are rolling out, but the next phase in the future, we're talking to our neighbor cities, so that we can also put it on the camera, so the bus route can also continue with neighbor city.
yeah, for sure.
So, yeah, so like Rancho Cordova or Elk Grove, that where the bus continue to go.
Nice, nice. And Niva, I had let's see, I'm seeing other questions, but one other thing on that, I'm curious how this is like, how is this funded? Are you paying to get the cameras installed, or is it more of a revenue share model? What does this look like?
So this is more like a revenue share model. So it's as 100% revenue, 50% go to parking division,
Yeah.
25% go to Sacramento region support, region transit, that where the bus is, and 25% is going to Hayden AI to pay for the services that they have and that they provide us the technology.
Got it. Okay, so that 25% covers the tech, covers the
Yes,
software, covers the
yes,
cameras.
right.
Wow. Okay, so that's, I mean, that's just really good to know is
Maintenance, yeah, 25%
exactly. It
cover
covers
the maintenance,
maintenance.
and yes.
Wow. Okay, that's, I mean, that's really good to know as folks think about, you know, the purchasing hurdles or what to,
Yes,
um,
the procurement, all that, right? Like, but
exactly.
but you can see once you show if you have this kind of technology and you can show the manager, I mean, the procurement is 50%, and the first year roll out, we generate 1.2 million in profit.
And that's profit to the city.
Yes, that profit to the
Wow.
city.
Wow. And I, yeah, that is a lot of violations. One thing, Niva, you said though, it seemed like you said the number of violations decreased. Could you
Yes,
explain what you, yeah,
the number of violation decreased because, I mean, if at the beginning during the COVID we don't have a lot of staff, so a lot of if we go downtown, a lot of parking spot people just park violated, no point park on the bus, park along the bike lane, and nobody really issues a ticket. So at the beginning, when the first 60 day grace period, the bus go the route, and we issue a bunch of tickets. But these tickets are just the
they're the
warning.
warnings.
Right.
Yeah.
So we base on that one. After the 60 day, we start giving out the ticket, the real ticket, right? The ticket that people have to really pay attention to.
Yeah.
And comparing to that first period until now, the number of the ticket have been, reduced by when we sent it out.
That's, I mean, that's awesome. That means that the number of people actually violating is decreasing.
Decreasing because citizen now understanding there were one citizen because the bus stop were right in front of her house, so she always parked there right in front of her house, and she never get any violated ticket. And
Yeah.
now when the bus starts sending her warning, she realized, oh, I can't park here anymore. Well, we do have some complaint, but
Yeah.
as we trying to educate the citizen that, like you have to follow the rule because these are ensuring the safety for pedestrian, for the cyclist, for, bus rider.
Yeah. So to that point, we had someone ask like, what was the community outreach or engagement like in order to roll this out?
We have a lot of when we send on the news, we try to educate citizen, communicate with citizen. We send on the news, we let the citizen know that this will be rolled out. This process with this AI program is rolling out, and there will be during this time to this time. This is your learning curve that you have to move your car. This area are not allow you to park. Um, and it's uh, as I mentioned, the program is more for safety. It's not like to generate the revenue. So we do give citizens a chance to explain to them so that they can explain why they have to park there. Give them a chance to move the car or to fix their cars or the problem, right?
Um,
But
yeah,
I saw one of the a question up there, something about the fire hydrant. So the law is only allow us to send the violated ticket for parking at the bus stop and the bike lane only. So we can only do that. We can't do anything with the fire hydrant or any other illegal parking.
got it. So it's just for this.
Yes, it's just for this.
Got it. Got it. Uh, Neva, I'd be really curious to see if you're able to share with this group like what type of notice you shared with folks in those first 60 days, because it sounds like that had a strong impact on just behavior of people. I don't know if you're able to share what the language was there.
I don't have it on hand right now, but I'm sure can ask for an example
Yeah.
and share with the group or send email to you guys and you can share with the group. But for the by law, if if the if the information when the AI capture the information and the step review and say, hey, this is not a parking violation, then the data will remove by law. So we don't keep those data. Now for the ticket video and photo, it's have a retention policy to keep the data because of the privacy. And once we move it to the court, it's in the court hand. So we don't keep it. We don't have it anymore.
Makes sense. And Niva, I see Andrew was asking like what % pay their violations. I think you had that in the slide deck.
Yes, I have it in the slide
And
deck.
and I'll just ask, are you able to share this slide deck with us? Is that okay?
Yeah, I can
Oh,
share it with you.
awesome.
So it's the dismissal rate is 15%, contest rate is 9%, payment rate 75 to 85%.
And so that means that 75 to 85% actually pay, 15 are dismissed, and 9% are contested.
Right. So
Got it.
like 50% is when the step review and say, well, this is not really related. The contest rate is when the violator have the parking ticket, they have a certain time to send it to contest it at a cost at a court. Either that or they pay 75% just pay for it. It's it's $100 ticket.
Got it. Oh, and I guess one last thing. I know you mentioned that the footage is not being used for any other types of violations. Have you run into a situation where like law enforcement has asked for this data, or do you have an explicit like written down policy that communicates that the data is only used for this type of violation?
So is by law the information and the data is only used for parking violation. We are not allowed to share for other crime, at least right now, because by law it is like that. Until somebody
And is
contacts
that
the
state
law.
law?
It's not state law. It's the Assembly Bill. It's Assembly Bill AB 361.
Oh, the one for yeah, for this exact right, the automated enforcement of
Yes.
is it bike lane or
Yes, bike lane and
yeah,
bus stop.
yeah. Can you said AB
AB 361.
361. Sorry, I didn't mean to quiz you on that, but I just want to record that for folks.
Yeah.
Awesome, thank you. And yeah, I believe that's that is a state of California bill.
Yeah, it's a California bill.
Yeah.
And yes, it's only on public road. We don't do the. I don't believe we have any bus stop on a private road.
Well, I just Niva, if you're if you're okay with it, I just marked down these two things in the chat. If you're able to share with me afterwards the slide deck, and if you can find that language on the notice, that would be fantastic.
Okay.
And then we can share it with the broader group.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, everyone, please give Niva a round of applause as well for sharing an awesome use case.
Thank you.
And a huge thank you to both Niva and to Glenn for sharing some awesome practical applications that we can use in our own agencies. So that leaves we just have a few minutes here, and I really just want to take this time to ask people if you have a moment. I know this meeting ends at, in 12 minutes. If you can take a few of those minutes right now, I just posted in the chat. We have a form. It's the same form that we sent out to folks over email to remind folks for this call. It's the same form that we shared out over the summit. It's basically just our general feedback form of where do you want to see the coalition move in 2026? Basically, everything that we have done across the coalition comes from members across the coalition just thinking about what they want to do. Yeah, if you've already filled it out, Andrew, I love it. No need to fill out again. This is just, if you haven't had a chance to yet, we want to make sure that everyone's voice is heard, because all the initiatives, all the efforts that we do here, they come from the ground up. They come from just one of the people in the coalition being like, yeah, I want to talk about transportation. And I want to talk about law enforcement. I want to talk about fire safety. And then a few people get together and they build a training for how fire staff should be using AI. And the first person was from Bay Area Metro Center. So that's Bay MTC. I'm sure Glenn can give you more details, but perfect. Thanks, Lyndon. But yeah, please take a moment to fill that out. And I'm also just going to be on for the next 11 minutes if anyone wants to ask questions, or they've got feedback, or they just want to, if there's anything else they want to talk about, whether it be use cases specific or for the coalition as a whole. I'm actually going to stop the recording so we can just have a moment for feedback. And for everyone else, I hope you have a great rest of your Tuesday. For those on the East Coast, it's 5 o'clock. Please go home. And for the rest of us, I hope we get to go home soon. So take care.